Let me take my pants off.
Question. Did I ever dodge a ball? As a matter of fact, I did. Did I?
Oh, God.
Guys, welcome to How Was Your Day? It is me, your super awesome guest speaker, not guest speaker. I
What
am
are
the
you
speaker.
talking about?
You know, it is me, I am Dave. I was trying to just talk so I didn't have my camera on yet. It is me, I am Dave, and of course my beautiful wife.
Sam, I am.
And we are the Married Couple Podcast, bringing you another How Was Your Day? You guys know the show. It's a simple show. You come in, you tell us how your day was. We're going to tell you how our day was. And we're going to talk about that. We stay away from politics for the most part. All that hot button stuff, right, babe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually.
But anyway, leave us a message on the Married Couple Podcast on Instagram. That is underscores in between each word. And welcome to How Was Your Day on another gorgeous, wonderful Wednesday night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. A little change up for tonight. We are going to open the show, just jumping kind of into it. We've got an exciting guest tonight.
We do.
It's TikTok Gary from TikTok, from Clapper, from Gary's mom. I don't know. I don't know where he came from. We're going to find that stuff out. Guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to How Was Your Day? We're going to start a little bit different. We're actually going to save our How Was Your Days until the end of the show. There's a very specific reason for that we're going to talk about how our day was, but we're doing it at the end of the show. But in the meantime, I've still got another top 10 list, babe.
Oh, you do?
You've got news stories.
I do.
Yes, tonight's top 10 list, for anybody that wants to know, it is it's the top 10 TV series finales.
I'm pretty excited for this one.
Top 10 television. I went away from movies this time.
I know.
But it's pretty
We've been
exciting.
kind of secretive about it. I've guessed a couple, I think.
You have guessed a couple.
Yeah.
You've guessed a couple. But
I
anyway.
have no idea what number one is, though.
No, everybody's going to probably disagree with my list of the top 10 series finales, television shows. I don't even know if TV shows are the same in Australia. They're not. They got a bunch of different, but hopefully a lot of these TV shows are worldwide.
Yeah.
I'm betting a lot of them are.
I'm betting a lot of them are. Yeah.
Hopefully they are. Exciting top 10. We're going to count backwards from 10, top 10 series finales on TV shows. There's a few that were honorable mentions we'll get to and all that stuff. But anyway, we're going to skip the How Was Your Day part.
Yep.
So
However,
yeah.
people listening, you can comment on
Yeah,
our
you
IG
guys.
or whatever. Tell us how your day was. And, we won't skip that part for you first, but we're going to save our How Was Your Days till later.
There's a very specific reason for that, and stick around for the end of the show because some other things have come up, but we want to have a great show because we've got TikTok area.
We do. I'm excited to get to know him.
I'm excited to have one. So anyway, I can't start the day by asking you that, babe. So everybody in the audience,
I know.
hey, you guys in the audience, leave us a message. How was your day? Let us know. And then again, towards the end of the show, we'll jump to that. Obviously, you've got news stories and stuff as well.
I do.
But do you want to hear? All right. So just before we get too far into it,
Uh-huh.
here are some of my honorable mentions that did not make the top 10 of series finales. Some of these. Here's the one that I don't know. You just listen to the ones that. Here's the ones that did not make the top 10.
Okay.
Here's one of them. This, if it comes through. And of course, babe, that was.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't fucking know.
You watched the entire series.
I did?
Yes,
Was it Lost?
it was Lost.
Oh, shit.
All right.
That was
one
not.
didn't make the top 10.
No. I'm glad it didn't because that was
Hang
a shit ending.
Hang on.
Nope. Shit.
Hang on.
Shit.
No. Hold on. Here's what Lost did. They wrapped it up.
Very
Hurley,
badly.
And we're gonna have spoilers on this too. So if you haven't
If
seen
you've never
Lost,
watched it.
Hurley ends up running the island. Ben is his little partner, and they go back and get Walt and bring him back. And they wrapped it up with who got off, who got away, who
No,
That side story of the whole last season sucked. Okay, I'll give you that.
the whole last
But
season sucked.
all right.
And the end sucked.
So it didn't make
sucked. I'm
Here's-
glad it did.
I forgot which one that was, but here's
I'd be
another one.
pissed if it
Here's
did.
another one that did not make it. You ready?
Okay.
It says. Yes, Rachel got off the plane. She got off the plane. I know, you gotta do that. But that did not make my top 10. And let me
I'm fine
just,
with that.
let me also say this.
I'm fine with
Everybody's
that.
probably got a top 10 of their series finales, just like everybody has all the other stuff. I mean, they've got top 10 movies and all that stuff. So you've got your own top 10. I understand it. Just understand that my top 10 is correct. Yours is not. And if
jeez.
Lynn's was in yours, I apologize. But once you hear mine, you'll be like, you're right, Dave. Dave, you're right. And I won't even have to.
Are you
explain it.
are you Jedi mind tricking everybody?
I am.
Okay.
I am. Anyway, a couple more that didn't make it, and then we've already got a couple messages here.
Alright.
Here's another one that did not make it. It's gonna go. Office fans. Oh, I apologize.
I couldn't say if this was a good one or not. I never have watched The Office all the way through.
First off, The Office is hilarious. How it ended, what you call it, had already, the first boss guy, what's his name? Michael.
I don't know.
Yeah, anyway.
The actor I know.
Right, what's his name?
Steve
Name?
Carell.
Steve Carell. Yes, his character. See, it just messed me up. But yeah, his character comes back
Oh.
and has a little, whatever. I mean, it's cute and it's a funny show. It's an amazing show.
I've seen episodes, but I've not watched it all
But
the
The
way
Office
through.
did not make my top 10. And the other one that did not make my top 10, but as I'm thinking back, maybe should have. Maybe this did not make my top 10.
What?
I know, I love Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you do.
That's my Game of Thrones dance.
I love it.
All right, that did not make it either. Anyway, although I know everybody hated, or at least they say, they hated the ending of that show. Let me just defend it for a minute. That show was about the Starks.
It was.
It was about Arya. It was about Sansa, and it was about Jon Snow and Bran too. But it ended perfectly with them. Jon going back to the wall again. Spoilers, guys. Sansa.
You haven't watched it yet. Sorry.
Sansa saying no, the North is going to stay. It really ended the way it was supposed to.
It
And
did.
let's be real, Dany was supposed to die. She was supposed to turn crazy and die, and get killed, and she did. They did rush the last season, and that part sucked. They could have slow played it,
They could
built
have.
the characters. It would have been much better. Anyway, with that, guys, thanks for coming to the show. Yeah, those are the things that didn't make my top 10, but I wanted to just throw those in there as well.
All right, I like that.
Yeah, so we'll get to a little bit of those. I do have a couple of messages. You get your news story ready, and
Okay, my love.
we'll kind of go from there. And this one, yes, this is from, looks like Zanzia. Hold on.
Hey Dave, hey Sam. I'm freaking ticked off. For some reason, I can't get into Fireside to hear the dang show, and I don't know what the heck's going on.
Oh,
Ticked, but if I don't get a chance to listen to this, I will
Darn
never
it.
listen to
You
it.
can go to our YouTube
Man.
channel.
but he can't hear us.
This sucks.
Why couldn't he hear us on our YouTube channel?
No, but he's not there for you to tell him, go to our YouTube channel, because he can't hear us.
Oh shit, he can't.
See where I went with that? see, you were like, he's like, I can't get in here. And you're like, but
There's
you can do
other ways
this.
to listen.
But if we could, I know May and Betty, I know you guys have Zanzia, and I think I shut it off on YouTube, but I'm pretty sure YouTube's working.
Yeah.
Anyway, so hopefully our YouTube's working, our YouTube, Facebook, maybe there. But May, if you could let Zanzia know, he can jump to our YouTube channel
My fault.
and just
Oh Jesus.
tell him that Sam said that.
Yeah.
Because
Duh.
yes, all right, and it looks like see, I jumped all the way back here. I also messed around with my little board today, so all my sounds are in different places.
Oh.
But yeah,
Lord.
but it's all right because we've got next with a message. We got Rocksteady. I love Men at Work. Anyway, here's Rocksteady from Down Under.
Hi guys, how you going? Yes, how was your day? My day's been alright. It's only just starting here, and I think it's only halfway through for the rest of the Aussies that are listening. But
Yeah.
shout out to the Skunk Gang that are listening here for Gary's turn here on Fireside with you guys. Looking forward to this show, really am. All the best. I'll be dropping questions along the way.
I see.
Thank you.
I see a lot of faces in there. I know
Yes.
that the majority of those are the Skunk Gang. Thank you for coming to Howard's Day today.
Absolutely.
I've jumped over on Clapper quite a few times. I get distracted when I jump over on Clapper. And sweetheart, you downloaded Clapper last
I
night.
did. I haven't even looked at.
Do you know why I get distracted?
Well, you showed me why.
Yeah, because
So-
before you go into any of the rooms to talk to TikTok Gary or the Skunk Gang or anybody or Rock or whoever's on, there's, I don't know, one of multiple young girls just bouncing around, covering the camera like this. would you date me if I look like this? And then I get very distracted.
Yeah.
Half the time I don't even make it to Gary's show. So sorry, Gary.
I don't know if I like that.
Anyway, we've also got another. It looks like Lisa is also leaving another message. We might play this. We might wear this song out
It's
tonight.
probably gonna get worn out tonight.
This is our. Here is Lisa.
Hi guys, how are you? Lisa Nielsen here. I just want to say I'm really looking forward to seeing this TikTok Gary. Rocksteady talks about him all the time, and so do you guys. So he looks like a sexy little beast. Gary, you going? I'm Lisa. I'm from Western Australia, and I'm highly single and extremely fertile.
Oh my God! It looks like Sickly Sam from somewhere here in the United States, Oregon, I believe.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Sickly Sam's checking in. Here's Sickly Sam.
It's Sally Sam here, and I just want to say a very warm welcome to TikTok Gary, all the way from the USA.
I love it. I'm glad he's still alive.
I'm glad he's still with us. I'm glad he's still with us. I'm glad he's leaving messages.
Hanging on by a thread last week, I believe.
And oh my gosh, it looks like Rocksteady's butler Buck Lau is checking in.
Ooh,
I didn't see his
we
butler.
Very good morning from China. It's Buck Lau here. I just want to drop in to say very thank you, very
Back to
hello
China.
to everybody.
And there we have it. Hello, Buck
And
Lau. How was your day? Thank
We
you.
haven't heard from him in a long time. I'm
It's
glad.
been- It has been a bit. Guys, anybody
It's
from
been
the
a
Skunk
grip.
Game, Skunk Game, I said, Skunk Gang, or anybody listening here on Fireside, first off, guys, thank you very much for coming in. We've got Nanny, Casey, Darren, May is here, TikTok, Gary, Jordy, and Rocksteady all here
Yes,
live
thank
on
you.
Fireside. If you're listening on Restream, which is going to, I'm hoping it's going to YouTube.
YouTube and Facebook.
And to Facebook. Thanks for coming in there. Type us a message out. I won't get them immediately because we've got Rocksteady helping with that, but we will definitely get those messages, and I'll be able to read those over the air as well. So, sweetheart. In the meantime, you got a news story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll start with this one.
Okay.
I don't know. It is what it is.
This is which one? Okay. First off, yesterday we're sitting here and I'm letting everyone else know we're getting ready for the show, and you were here. You don't have to say you know what I'm gonna say. Right, and we're getting ready for the show, and I'm doing some stuff on this side with the sounds and whatever, making sure everything's gonna be right. And my beautiful, lovely wife is sitting across from me. We were sitting across from each other right now, and she just starts snort laughing, and I'm like, "What is so funny?" And she goes, "I can't tell you. It's a
Right.
news story for tomorrow." So, is that one coming later in the show, or is that one? Are you gonna lead with that snort laughing?
I'm not leading with it. I mean, this one was funny. Don't get me wrong. But honestly, as I read through them again today, I wasn't sure if it was as funny as I thought it was,
Oh.
or if it was just the.
We'll drink some more alcohol.
Yeah, probably.
By the way, as always, this show tonight is not brought to you by Malibu Rum. However, most of my comments, especially later, will be.
But I mean,
Go
I
on.
did some good ones. We'll see how they land.
All right, good deal. As a reminder, before she hits this news story, guys, the Married Couple Podcast underscores in between each word to leave an Instagram message. You might have to request it. We've got a couple messages coming in, but we'll save those for after your news story, babe. Hit
Okay,
it.
so in Vancouver, British Columbia, up in Canada, there's a naturopath doctor being suspended after he fails to notice a tumor during repeat visits with a patient. So this naturopath doctor is
What is a natural?
It's like a homeopathic doctor where they do all
Where they're
natural remedies.
Afraid of homeos?
No, stop it. No, they do
Okay.
natural remedies rather
Afraid of
than.
natural. Okay, natural remedies. Got it.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
So he's actually being fined $5,000, and he's been suspended for 16 days because he fell short of the standard of practice. Here's what happened.
Okay.
So there was a person, his patient was going to him for treatment of hemorrhoids, and during the being seen, the doctor failed to notice his rectal tumor for 4 months after treating the hemorrhoids. I don't know if he thought they were just big honking fucking hemorrhoids or what, but he's only being fined $5,000 and losing his license for 16 days. Which,
Oh.
I mean, I feel like I don't know. Is that too late? Because he's also had other complaints.
Okay, go on.
So back in February of 21, there was a lady that went to him, and he was injecting Botox in her face, which doesn't seem so naturopathic to me. But
Okay,
while he
now that I
did,
know what it is, you're right. It doesn't. Go on.
when it happened, when she was getting injected, she felt a popping sensation and a subsequent shockwave through her entire body. The attempted injection perforated her sinus, leading the
shit.
filler to be injected directly into her sinus cavity. Also,
Oh, fuck, that would hurt.
he was alleged in 2019 there was a procedure that fractured her upper jaw. I mean, seriously, I think this guy should just not
Dude.
practice anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But the guy with the little butt herpes thing or whatever it was.
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
He's not dead now?
He's
He's
not
fine?
dead now. He's
He's
fine.
good?
Actually, I don't know, but
Okay, because that's important.
yeah.
But the dude got suspended for 16 days.
You'd think you'd notice a
One would
tumor.
think.
You'd think you'd notice it would not be hemorrhoids.
One would think. All
One
right.
would think.
One would think. All right, I've got I'm gonna hit my number 10 and number 9, and then let's bring TikTok Gary up. Is
Let's
that
do
good?
that, yes.
Is that all right? All right. So my number 10, and I want to get past these just so that once we start talking to Gary, that we can focus a lot on that. And I'll still continue towards the end of the show. But my number 10 television series finale
Okay.
comes from this. If you're ready, remember I said there might be some you disagree with?
Mhm.
Okay, well, this is the number 10 top series finale right here.
Right into this world.
I have mixed feelings about this one. I
This-
love the series.
Gotta take your
I
This-
really do. God, what a great fucking show.
This series.
Oh. Was groundbreaking.
First off,
And it made everybody want to be a badass biker,
I
right?
know. I wanted to be. And
No,
I'm
you
a
didn't.
fucking puss. No, I didn't. I am a fucking puss, but no, I didn't. want to. That,
I still want to. Harley.
here's why. Number one, it ended exactly, kind of like Game of Thrones, exactly the way it was supposed to.
Retrospect, we watched the full series again, you and I, and
Yeah.
it wasn't. You're right. It did kind of end exactly how it should.
It's Macbeth. It's
You're right.
It is, you know
You're
what I
right.
mean?
It is. It's very.
It ended. There was no other way it could have
Shakespearean,
ended.
You're
There's
right.
no other way it could have ended. That's absolutely the number 10.
You're
And
right.
if you guys
It's pretty
disagree,
great.
let,
I like
me,
it.
let me know what you think. If you disagree, leave a comment. Let us know either here
Yeah.
on Fireside or here on the Instagram. Let us know what you think, and if you completely disagree with what the hell I'm saying.
Oh,
but
so
also,
I'm sorry, Rock. That show was from Sons of Anarchy.
Oh.
We have to probably
Oh.
say the shows
Yeah.
actually,
Oh,
even though we know them.
for the Aussies,
Yeah,
they don't know all these shows.
Sons of Anarchy.
They gotta know
Such
that
a good
show,
show.
right?
I don't know.
If you guys don't know that
Let
show,
us
you're
know.
missing it.
Rock will let us
You're
know.
missing out.
I'm just saying.
And then the number 9. The number 9 was this. Everyone knows this.
Oh, I love this one. MASH. I have to say.
This is MASH. This right here, I mean, literally, early 80s. It had to be like 80, 81, something like that, 82.
Well, let's Google it.
All right, well, let's Google that. But everyone got around the T for this. And it ends with, everybody, the Korean War's over and so on and so forth. I wonder, is there a MASH down in Australia? Did you guys have a different show? Mash. Mash shows my age, he says. Yes, it does.
83.
I can't, but you can't deny it was, yeah, wait till you get
I
to
remember
some of
watching the
other ones.
reruns on like Nick at Night
I
and,
just-
and shit.
I did not throw that in there just for my mom, by the way, but she
Which
will
one?
enjoy that. Mash. I
Oh.
didn't throw it in just for her. All right, so that was number 8 and number 9. We'll split the others in groups of 4. We'll go 8 through 6 in a little bit, or excuse me, 8 through 5 in a little bit, and we'll go 4 through 1 after that towards the end of the show, and then at the very end of the show, we'll tell you guys how our day was. In the meantime, here is Zanzia with a message or two. Here's Zanzia.
Hi, this is the butler for Mr. Thanksia, and I just wanted to say, yes, Mr. Rocksteady, your butler is very nice. Yes, yes, indeed. Seriously though, hey, how's everybody doing? Seriously, yep, I finally was able to get into the show, and I'm here listening, so just wanted to say thanks, guys.
Well, good, and charge your phone. And here's Zanzia again.
Oh man, the injection went right into your nose with Botox. Oh man, talk about a bad plug for that doctor.
Oh God. I'm not. Oh, hang on. I'm sorry,
Heyo.
Party. I'm sorry. I missed to do that. Sorry, I want to be here. All right, and we've got. It looks like May or Betty left me a written message, which I'm not going to read, and I thought it was a other one. Oh, also online we can see that we've got Anne. Anne says hi, friends, and Renee says hello, sexy couple.
Hello.
And also says
Miss your face.
Harley's awesome.
Yes.
And then Anne said the only thing sexier than a motorcycle is a woman driving a motorcycle.
Truth.
I'll give her that.
One day I'll get one.
I'll give her that.
And you
All
can
right.
write bitch.
And here's what I did from Zanzia. This.
Question mark.
Yeah, that. I grabbed that from him yesterday, and here I just saved it for here. Here it is. This.
Question mark.
And then it goes on.
Did I ever dodge a ball? As a matter of fact, I did. Did I get hit in the head with many balls during playing dodgeball?
Oh, playing
yes.
dodgeball. Darn it.
Wow, I thought that was going to a different place.
I'm gonna cut out the playing dodgeball. We're gonna keep that. Anyway, let's get our guest up here.
All
if we
right.
Can you invite him on
I sure
Fireside,
can.
or do I need to
I've
do
got
that?
it.
All right, and let me see if I can. Let me
I
just.
I think
See
I just
if I've
did. There
got
we go.
a,
Hello.
Hello.
I wanted to give him. a.
Well, you told me to invite him up to
I know. I
video.
wanted to give him some music to come up to. So hold on. So we'll just go with kind of the music that we did from last week. But guys, everybody, welcome TikTok Gary. If you don't know who
Yes.
TikTok Gary is,
Hey guys.
we're giving him a theme song, and welcome TikTok Gary. TikTok Gary. You make my heart sing.
This fucking song.
You make everything moving. TikTok Gary. What's up, TikTok Gary? How you doing, buddy?
How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Good music. Nice choice.
Left over from my movie thing from last week, my top 10 thing. So this is the first time you've been on the show. This is the first time.
Just download Fireside yesterday. So yeah, I'm new to all this new platform.
You and I met through Rocksteady and on
Yep.
Clapper and stuff like that. And I
Correct.
I come into your shows. And we're skip around just a little bit, but I want to ask a question because we've got a lot of the skunk gang here.
Yep.
First off, can you see who's down there in that crowd there?
Yeah, there's a couple. Dazza, Nani, Az, Geordie, Casey. I don't know which Casey that is. It's one of them, but yeah, I can see a couple down there.
So how did the skunk gang? How did that get its name? What's SK in?
What a topic, you know. That's awesome because obviously we've got different languages, you know, like with different slang. So over there in America, you know, what represents skunk gang is probably fucking a little bit raw for you. But if I call you a sick cunt, that means you're a good dude. You know, I'm not having a crack at you. It means you're a pretty cool dude. So skunk gang stands for sick cunts, not criminals. So it's just what it is, it's pretty much trying to raise awareness for the kids, because also skunk being down here, skunk in the jail system, in the streets, is almost like rat over in America, you know? So if you call someone a skunk, them fighting words. And but when you grow up on the streets, you know, a lot of the kids, you fuck call me a dog, or you call me a skunk, you call me a rat, you know, let's fight, you know, stab each other, whatever, you know? And so Skunk Gang was pretty cool because we could, like, you know, if a kid, we got merchandise and stuff, it's a Skunk Gang, you know, this and that. And so if a kid can put on that hoodie and it's got skunk on it, then obviously he's stepping away. It's his first stepping away from the life, you know? So, you know, something like over a simple word can cost you your life or years in jail, you know, and put you on a bad track just because of your ego. How dare you call me that word? So it's almost raising awareness that the kids don't have to live that life. And so that's how it was started, sort of thing. It was a little crew on TikTok. We used to run amok, you know. It stands for sick. It originally was Skunk Gang. So it stands for Sick Cunts United, not criminals, good Australians, not gangsters. But we shortened it down to just SKNK and chucked it on some merch and pumped it out there. And yeah, that's what we're doing, man. So yeah, bunch of sick cunts, not criminals. That's what it is.
I did not know that sick cunt was a good thing to be. Rocksteady, every time I've called you a sick cunt, I didn't mean it as good, but I guess it was.
My goodness.
Gary, if you could, just to kind of introduce our audience to who you are. You are where do you live now? Where did you grow up?
Yeah, I'm from Australia, so obviously I'm Aussie. Can't tell by my head and my slang, my accent. But yeah, no, I come from so Victoria, Melbourne. I don't know if you know Melbourne, Australia. Yep, Victoria down there in the western suburbs, which is pretty grimy out there. I come from a little town called Melton. It's pretty Bronxy. What we maybe call it a ghetto. You know, it's a lot of broken homes, housing commission, you know, single mums, a lot of drugs, crime, stuff like that. So I grew up in an area like that. And yeah, it is what it is. I'm an Aussie, man. We ride kangaroos to the milk bar and that.
Yeah. The growing up in that neighborhood, how did that affect your early life? I know some of these answers, but I want for people to get to know you a little bit.
Well, the funny thing is, you know, I don't come from a bad home. I come from a bad area, but I don't come from a bad home. I come from a broken home. So my dad was actually a really good sportsman, drafted for football and all the rest of it. Swam for his state, played cricket for his state and stuff. But he got on the booze at a young age, just robbed him of his potential. Yeah, man, he hit the piss hard. Rest in peace to him. So he hit the alcohol, and therefore, you know, it wasn't a team effort. Mum and dad weren't, you know, going out getting wages together. So they split up, and Mum's a nurse for 40 years, you know. She's a really good woman. What you'd say is a fruitful member of the community. But never drugs or violence in the home, stuff like that. But money we were short of. So, you know, Mum trying to raise 3 boys. I come from a family of 3 boys. And, you know, getting us to school and ham sandwiches, that was her wage, you know. But at the end of the week, man, I can remember Mum's broke, you know. We just got sandwiches at school and petrol to get to school, you know. That's it. And Mum's got to go to work again. So, you know, that was hard. So when that's where it all starts. I only know this now that I'm older. But so, you know, I never had an option in my head as a teenager to go get a job. Because I seen Mum break her back and we had nothing for it. But I don't blame her at all. Little do you know, I didn't know at that time, that it's a team effort. It takes a mother and a father's wage to raise a family. You know, so that's all it was. It's just a broken home. Dad was robbed of his potential from alcohol, which is pretty standard, isn't it? It's a government substance, you know. And, you know, you can't sort of blame him for that at all. It happens to a lot of people. So, but then now I know what I know. That's where it started. And so I stepped into the streets as a young buck, going to high school and that, and thought, well, fuck, I'm not going to get a job. Mum's worked her ass off. You know, that's not for me. And then obviously the kids around the area, the older kids, they've got gold chains and the Nikes and the nice cars and stuff and doing the wrong thing. That seemed appealing to me. They seemed like they were cool. That was trendy. So, yeah, that's how it all starts, you know. And I suppose as a young person, you know, 12, 13, I chose a life as a career criminal. What a shit career choice, you know. Little do you know at that age that it ends bad. You know, there's only one way that ends. That's a few ways it ends. You either end up dead, in prison for a very long time, or washed up on drugs, you know. But as a young kid that comes from a broken home, seeing his mum work her ass off, not much money in the home, therefore, you step into a life of crime, and it's everywhere in my community, then yeah, man, it's going to end bad. You don't know that at that age, do you? So it's what it is. But I'm one of the lucky ones to sit here and tell my story. So many aren't. So yeah, definitely one of the lucky ones.
All right. Sweetheart, did you have anywhere you want to go yet?
I was just gonna say, at that age, I think you think you're 10 foot tall and bulletproof, right?
Yeah,
You can do
sure.
anything, and it's
Yeah.
fun, right? I don't know. So,
Yep.
I mean,
Gary, I thank you very much, and everybody that's listening to the show, thanks for coming in. The way our show is a little bit different. We're going to kind of skip around a little bit on the interview process. We'll kind of get into a little bit, then we'll get into some more news stories with my beautiful wife here, and I would like you to listen in, comment on them, and tell us what you think about them, things like that. And the our top 10 list, I want you to be here for part of that too. So it's kind of a mixture. We'll kind of jump back and forth a little bit as we get back and forth to the interview. But thanks again for being here. The TV shows that I picked, did I totally, do you have any of these shows in Australia? Or did I just totally screw it up? Because when I did a movie list, everybody knew what I was talking about. And I've had everybody tell me, do this list, do that list, and do television shows next. So that's where I started so far. Are you aware? I know that we've got some of the same television shows, but
I heard the one before. What was the one? MASH. I heard MASH before. I've seen that MASH. Yeah, I heard that one.
Sons of Anarchy.
did you have?
I
Sons
never
of
been a fan of
Anarchy?
Sons of
Never
Anarchy.
had
No, that
Sons.
wasn't for me.
But like shows like Friends and Frasier and stuff like that. Did you have those? Friends.
Sopranos was a
The
good show.
Office? The what?
Sopranos.
Sopranos. That
Sopranos.
was a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good show.
That's good. That had a controversial ending at the
Kind
time.
of weird. I've
Yeah,
never
that shit ended, didn't it?
the end.
It did. And if you remember correctly, it was such everyone made such a stink about how awful that ended, so on and so forth. But
Yeah.
we're doing the top 10 best endings of a series. And I'm going to give you a hint. You mentioned it. I think it's probably going to be in there because that was, in my opinion, a great ending. But we'll see. Actually, let me hit a couple while we're here. Well, let me hit a couple. We'll get back. Do you have this show? Did you have it? This is my number 8 series finale, and it is right here. That would be Seinfeld. Did you guys get Jerry Seinfeld down there in Australia?
Yeah, he's everywhere.
The series finale of Seinfeld, the reason that should be in the top 10 and is in the top 10 at number 8 is because they all went to jail for their shenanigans at the very end, which was the perfect ending for them in that particular one. Thoughts, Gary? No?
I didn't know that. I didn't know they all went to prison.
They all went to every single person that and throughout the run of the show that they wronged was there in court watching them get sentenced.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You know what? I can say I don't think I ever saw the ending of Seinfeld.
This one,
Yeah.
well, okay. Well, it was good, and it was number 8. Trust me.
Perfect.
Number 7. This one, our Australians probably aren't going to get. I think this one is pretty American, but it is this show. No, that
That's
was back
not
then.
it.
It was this show. That, of course, be Boston Legal.
Boston Legal was such
Boston
a good show.
Legal with William Shatner, amongst Candace Bergen and many others.
I mean, it was
Boston
a
Legal.
star-studded cast.
The ending of Boston Legal. Do you remember how the ending of Boston Legal ended?
Mm-mm.
You don't?
I've watched it, but I don't remember.
Denny and Alan got married.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Duh. It
and
was
here's-
perfect because they loved each other.
Well, of course they did. And here's their final scene. Hold on. It was this.
In the moment? I don't want a mercy dance. Is this the way it's gonna be? Alan, our wedding dance.
Aw.
And they have a wedding
Don't
dance
try anything.
on the
I
balcony.
want to lead. Why should you? You got to lead with Shirley. It's my turn. Just dance.
What an amazing show that was. What
Oh,
great
yeah.
friends. They were such good friends.
They were. They had
Anyway.
sleepovers and everything.
Your TikToker, any idea of Boston Legal?
Have you seen
Nah,
it?
fuck, we need to know
It's
where
like
to
you
start.
lost me.
Damn
Yeah,
it.
Boston Legal.
we
Damn
should
it.
have done a different top 10.
I know. I should have done the movie one. Here I
Right.
got all the Australians in for the first time, and I fuck it up by doing American shows. Jesus Christ, I'm an idiot.
No.
All right,
You know what?
let's
It is what it is.
let's just zip through the other two. Here is number 6.
Making your way in the world today.
Also a Boston show.
Yeah.
Taking a break
That would be
from all your
Cheers.
worries.
Cheers,
Sure would help
a show about the bar. Now,
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson, Sam Malone.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, what's his actual name?
I don't know.
I was trying to think.
Have you heard the song at least? Gary's like,
He's like,
no
yeah,
idea.
I'm out.
Yeah, I remember hearing that. I think during the day or something. I remember hearing that show, but I never watched it. Yeah, no.
Cheers, great show. Here's the way it ended. They closed. The bar's closed. That's pretty much it. And they closed for good. They just closed for the night. But Sam came back. And then number 5.
What?
Number 5 is, I've heard this is number 1 for a lot of people. This is an HBO show. And this is 6 Feet Under.
Oh, I've not seen the whole series.
6 Feet Under, the show obviously about a mortuary.
Right, we watched a couple
and
episodes.
We watched a couple episodes, and the ending is very. They go through every single person's death that was on the show, and it's actually a really greatly written
I
final
feel like
season
I need
season
to
for the
watch the whole
series
thing
finale.
now.
It's great. It's a
Yeah.
great show. But anyway, that was number 5. The top
Okay.
4 you won't be able to argue with. Even. Yeah, you guys. Well, all right. Maybe they've heard of some of them. I'm probably off.
Probably.
Oh, the damn Australian there. Come on.
Oh, stop it.
All
Stop.
right. Gary, would you like to hear a news story, or would you like my wife to ask you what she was going to ask you here a second ago?
I wasn't going to ask any questions.
Oh, okay.
I just...
All right. While you
I'm
look
not there yet.
While you look up a news
I have a
story.
news story. It's ready.
All right, here comes a news story, Gary.
So,
All right, what happened?
in India, there was there's a court case about cannabis. About 5 years ago, back in 2018, they had seized over 600 kilograms of cannabis and stored it in different stations to keep it safe. But they had some that they brought to the trial, but when asked to produce the rest of the raid, the police geez Louise, sorry, I'm hitting stuff. They said that the rats ate it all. So they say we can't produce all 600 kilograms of cannabis because the rats. We have a rat problem. They're all over. They're eating everything. And I'm like, how does that happen? Even over 5 years, how do rats eat that
600
amount?
pounds.
No, 600 kilos.
Kilos.
Which I'll tell you
yeah.
is 1,280.
I'll tell you.
1,280 pounds. I googled it. I was prepared for this.
1,200 pounds.
Yes, 1,200 pounds. 600 pounds shy of a ton. So they said that the rats have eaten it, but this is the thing. They're in other cases. Rats have been accused of eating the cannabis, and a lot of people go free because the police just don't keep the seizures safe, which is kind of crazy. I just think it's now they're using rats as a blanket. Oh, sorry. They even said rats drank 1 million liters of alcohol in storerooms because they had seized alcohol there
So
as
is that
well.
an
How did
excuse?
they get into it?
Is that an
ask you.
excuse and the cops are just getting high and drunk?
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Or are there just a bunch of high and drunk rats?
Mm,
And also, what's the
I don't know.
Well, somebody look up that conversion.
I've been out of the game for a while.
It's about 2,500 a pound down here.
What?
About 2,500 a pound down here.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, I've been out of the game for a while.
Gary, you've been out of the game for a while, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Gary, going back to, here's where we jump back to it.
Yeah.
Gary, jumping back into, right now, well, let's actually get back to where it started. You had said last time that you kind of, you saw your mom working and not really getting anywhere, so you chose a different path. Where did that path lead next?
So just started playing up. I had a bit of a fucking so I was a little bit of a punk as a kid. you know, just like if I had to come from maybe, you know, what you would say a normal home is, you know, with money in it and stuff, maybe I would have ridden dirt bikes or went to the military or, you know, jump push bikes, maybe went into combat sports, something like that. I was pretty much a boy. So, you know, before I stepped out the house and decided I wasn't going to get a job, I was already doing a little bit more than the next kid, maybe smashing windows on an abandoned house, getting in some fights, stuff like that, you know. Just looking for that adrenaline buzz, you know. So yeah, when I stepped out the home, you know, later years, primary school, high school, early years of high school, I decided, you know, straight away. I was in year 7, so that's our first year of high school. When the teachers were asking, you know, kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? Like when you leave school, what are you going to do? I was already putting my hand up and saying, oh, I'm gonna run my area, which meant I was gonna, you know, use drugs to try and get power and money and control the streets, you know. And I already had that idea as a young man. I just had hair on my balls and I was coming up with that idea. So yeah. And so yeah, and then obviously it stepped in. You know, you start off as a kid around my area. You start off fleecing cars, just, you know, jacking cars, and then you move on to, you know, start sneaking into people's houses, their sheds, their houses, and then we started to do shops. You know, smash and grabs, roof jobs on shops and stuff like that. So commercial burgs. You know, we used to rip people's weed, stuff like that, you know, stuff like that, you know. So, you know, before I left high school, I'd already been sent to juvie for a bunch of burgs, and also got pinched with a firearm. So I got pinched with a pump action shotgun. I had it stashed under the school portable, and yeah, like, so I ended up getting pinched for that. So I was pretty damn active before I left school. Then I sort of was over the burgs. When I come back from juvie, I was over the thefts and the burgs because the police were always keeping tabs on us. At the end of the day, you're thinking a bunch of kids coming from broken homes, bored shitless, you know, all that same mentality, and, you know, looking for something to terrorize. And, you know, we terrorized the community. So the cops were always onto us. They always knew it wasn't hard to catch us with some stolen goods, or, you know, not far around the corner from a burg that was just done. Maybe shops' windows were smashed in, kids run in, grab the stuff and take off, sort of thing. You know, so I sort of come home from juvie before, fuck the burgs, that's taking us nowhere. It was sort of a, you know, every 5 we were doing, I was getting caught for 1 sort of thing. And so I stopped burging and, you know, really got serious, or tried to take it serious at first, of started pushing weight, you know, as we'd say down here. I hope you can understand my lingo. But yeah, so yeah, started pushing gear, you know. So I approached the older kids, and they nice cars, gold chains, all the rest of it. And I was on a push bike and sort of said, you know, put me on, and they did, you know. They put me on. You know, by the time I was 16, we call it a tick list. So that's a drug bill, you know. I could easy tick up, by the age of 16, I could easily tick up a pound of choof, you know, ounces of coke, speed, you know, 500 ecstasy tablets, a pistol if I wanted, you know, all that. And that was by the age of 16. So I remember when I got my pip, I think I had a 10 grand bill about the age of 16, and that was just a rollover. Then I'd go out and work and just keep the money flowing in, and that bill's always sort of there. If that makes sense, if you understand that.
Meaning,
yeah.
Did you get fronted and then you sold it and then you were fined and were able to fund your own? Is that what?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it ends up like that. Yeah, but at first, when you're young, the older guys will put you on, give you a bill, and you just keep working. Once that bill's up and running, you're in their pocket. You can't slow down then if you want to, because you owe money. So you sort of have to get out there and do as you're told. You know, or keep that money flowing in. Yeah, or else there's problems then. You know, so it was like that. It was when I was about 18. So I used to get around at that stage too, as a teenager. You know, I used to get around. So dancing to techno. I don't know if you know the techno scene over there.
Yep. Yeah.
Going around dancing to techno. So on bickies, speed, acid, stuff like that. And yeah, so I used to get around doing them ones. And so a lot of the stuff I was getting rid of, I was also just supplying my habit at that stage too. So I had money in my pocket, you know, obviously, you know, clothes on my back and stuff like that. But I hadn't leveled up in a way because I was still eating a lot of it, you know, going out, as we say, party prescriptions, going out, getting off my head. When I was about 18, I decided I really want to go on with it properly, and I decided to quit all drugs. So I stopped smoking weed, popping ecstasy tablets, snorting speed, coke, all that. I decided to take it real serious, and I stepped away from taking it and just supplied it. So that's where it sort of gets real serious. Then the money starts to get serious, and the game starts to get serious. Yep.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, the best dealer doesn't do his own stash, right?
Yeah, that's
I
correct.
mean, that's where you start making the money.
Hmm.
So, makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have a quick, looks like actual 2 quick messages. Rocksteady left a message, and here it is.
Hey, yeah, guys. Yeah, just question for Gary is what sort of bills or what sort of money were you starting to tick over on a weekly basis for the gear that you're moving? Like I'm just curious. You said there was a 10 grand debt that you owed, but like we're starting to turn over 50 grand a week, 60 grand a week, things like that. I'm just wondering. You don't have to answer that question if it's personal, but just curious. Thanks, brother.
Yeah. So the answer to that, Rock, is back then, man. We're going back fucking 25 plus years ago. I think I would have been doing about a pound of weed or something like that. A few thousand bickies, stuff like that. I couldn't even tell you, Rock. It's that long ago. I do know this, but when I was at the peak of my career years later, I was spending $250,000 to get back 150. So I was turning 250,000 into 400,000. We're doing that on the weekly. So I do know that much, mate. Yeah. But I can't remember back then. Well, fuck that. I just remember having a 10 grand bill and being able to grab what I needed, turn it over. I can remember the amounts I was going through, roughly. Put a price on it now. Fuck, I'd have to do some maths, man. We're going back a long time ago. Been bonked on the head a few many times, maybe, to remember that far back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and one more. Looks like this is May. Hang on. Some other stuff in the background here. Here's May.
Well, let's just put it this way. I have something I was about to say if my damn arm didn't hurt so much. Anyway,
Where's
my
Betty?
left arm looks like,
Or
a
both?
cold chicken wing. And I'm not kidding. That's exactly what it looks like. A little arm, and I could move my wrist a little bit and my fingers. There's no swelling. The hospital said don't come into the hospital unless something is broken, which we don't know if it is or not because we can't move anything, and there's no swelling anywhere as far as anybody else could see that we're staying with right now. So I don't know what's wrong with it unless it's like torn cartilage, in which case then that's going to be real fun to have an MRI and find out one more freaking procedure that we don't want. Eating Chinese food was an adventure, though. It was very difficult to do with one arm. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. Neither would she, for that matter. That's why she's not saying anything. And we're just laying here in a nice little hotel room trying to relax. This is not fun. And the hospitals told us don't come in unless there's swelling. Isn't that great? But there isn't any. I mean, you can't tell there's nothing wrong, just a lot of pain. Son of a bitch.
Gary, that was May. That was
That's
Betty.
Betty.
That was Betty. Letting us
Okay.
know how
Hey, Betty.
May and Betty's day was. And so thank you for checking in on that. And then one more little one, and then we'll jump back to it. And just one more
Yeah.
little one. I might
Boston
have-
Legal, one of my favorites. Renee Aubenlois, William Shatner, James Spader, Candice Bergen. After her Murphy Brown run, which I thought was great. Murphy Brown, I thought was fantastic. There's a killer cast too on that show too, with great television history in it as well. But give or take, yeah, gotta say that's amazing. And of course, James Spader, God bless you for moving on from that to The Blacklist, which, wow, truthfully was amazing, cover to cover. So, yeah, we have some good cast of people in Boston Legal who have moved on to do things, and of course Bill Shatner with Star Trek back in the day, and then post into Boston Legal. So, gotta say it's a good cast. It was a good write, great laughs and perfect timing, and totally believable. Really good cast though.
It was. And thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, May. And
It's actually one of Dave's favorite
so
shows. I know.
I was thinking about something else. Just anyway.
Sorry, we're kind of silly.
Anyway, May, thank you very much for checking in. And Rocksteady left one more. Here's
All
Rock.
right.
Thanks for answering that, Gary. And mate, look, getting to that, 250 grand a week to turn over another 150. That's some serious cash, man. Earning Oh, this damn bird in the background. Sorry, but earning Jesus fucking profit about 150 weeks. Fucking insane. That's some big bucks, man. It puts things in perspective a little bit more, just like the level that you were doing it, and the level that it shows that you could have been locked away for by getting pinched and these things. We could have done some serious time. But thanks for sharing that, brother.
Yeah, man. You know what? And it's funny you say that because that type of money, you'd think you'd have something to show for it, but it's such an easy come, easy go lifestyle. Like what comes in goes quick, fuck, man.
It's
like
made that easy. It's easy to spend it that
oh
fast,
wow, and
right?
that's what it was. It was almost trendy to just waste it, to throw it away. To just
It's a
like just
flex,
ridiculous.
right?
Yeah, it was. It was pretty crazy. The more you could just fucking not worry about money. And that old saying, burning $100 bills, 100%, is crazy, and not much to show for it at all. Got some war wounds and some trauma and some jail time and some stories, and that's about it. It's crazy.
So,
Yeah,
so you mentioned that you got away with more than you got pinched for, obviously.
of course.
But how many
Yeah.
times overall would you say you actually got caught, or you got in trouble?
Well, I've beat a lot of cases. I've had a lot of cases alleged that I've done something, but
Okay.
I faced a jury, and the jury said I was not guilty. So thank fuck I was innocent. Thank fuck for the jury system, to be honest.
Right.
But yeah, I've been found guilty a few times. Yeah, I've been found guilty a few times for drug trafficking, for violence. I'm an SVO, so that's SVO is a serious violent offender. It's registered. I'm a serious violent offender. Got that label over me. Yeah, man, it's a lot of things. It's crazy shit. Nothing I'm proud of. Don't get me wrong. But I do have a story. It's made me who I am today. I'll be straight up. But this interview we're doing is and the interviews this year, and this interview we're doing here, being on your channel. This is all part of a rewiring process for me. I'm actually if you can imagine, for 25 years plus of, I never had a phone that was linked in my name. If I did use a phone, it was a throwaway. I never had a car that was registered in my name. I've never paid insurance. I've never had a house lease in my name. I've never had a bank account. Totally off the grid. You put me in the gutter, in the streets, and I survived I flourished, taking that side of that into the real world. I never even walked into a post office to pay a bill, and I did that for 25 years. Obviously, the streets end up chewing you up and spitting you out. It only ends one way, and it's bad. But, and where I am today is all this is, I've just started my journey. I haven't even got a car license. I'm just about to get my car license, stuff like that, I'm just about to get my first house under my name, things like that. These are things that an 18-year-old kid would do in normal society. But I only just started at the age of 41. I only just started doing them things, and this year. So I'm in the process, as I talk to you now, I'm in the process of rewiring my brain, right in the middle of it, to starting that new life and thinking like a normal person, acting like a normal person, doing the right things in life. All the rest of it, paying tax, all that shit, that's all new to me, but I'm stepping up to the plate, giving it a red hot crack. I've had a really good year, had a really awesome year, started to document my road to redemption. It's been an absolutely awesome year, kicked it off really, really down, and I can't even imagine what the next are going to bring me, but yeah, if that puts it in perspective, just talking to you now I've got an identity crisis because I know and think like a certain way. But I'm teaching myself and learning to think a new way, if that makes sense. Yep.
It does.
It does.
Yep.
Tell me about, and before, I really want to focus on what the past few years have been for you, and the things that you're doing to help everyone that is here tonight, and
Yep.
the other hundreds of people that really you are. But I do want to ask, was there a specific instance? Was there a specific thing that happened that made your brain go, I need to stop going this direction and I'm going to start going this direction? Was there a specific thing that happened, or was it just over time? And what
There was a
made you
bunch
determine-
of things. So there's a bunch of things that sort of add up to steer me in the direction I am today. There's a bunch of things, but there's a couple of defining moments. One was losing some close friends. Some things I can talk about: suicide, drug overdose.
Sure.
some things I can't talk about. It's just foul play.
It's okay.
They're not here anymore.
Yeah.
And it's really strange when, someone doesn't do the wrong thing, but they're not here anymore, because some people can't take the chance if they're going to be a liability or not. Dave and Sam, if we're in a racket together and I'm worth millions of dollars and shit hits the fan, the heat's on us, can I take that chance if you're going to go do the right thing in the police station? Or am I going to just easy pay the money and get rid of you? That's the easy bet, isn't it? Make sure you aren't here anymore, and then I don't have to take the chance for you to take that risk. I've got thousands, millions of dollars, thousands of things going on, might have a family, whatever it is. I don't want to take that risk for you to jeopardize what I've built in the police station, so I get rid of you beforehand. And you might not have never done the wrong thing, Dave or Sam. You never stepped out of line
Right.
with that street code, but you're not here anymore because I don't want to take the risk, that's something that, as much as I'll say on the matter, and that's something that doesn't sit well with me, Also, I took big cases to trial. They were worth anywhere from 15 to 25 years, and I was found not guilty. Obviously I was innocent, but that was a massive turning point for me, because I have a lot of friends that are in jail for stuff they didn't do. The police, I dealt with a lot of corrupt police, so there was a lot of corruption. There was actually a application put in through. We have I don't know if you have internal affairs over there. We have ethical standards. So ethical standards of police that investigate police. And so they put in an application. The cops that were in my local area, they come up through academies themselves. So, so academy to divvy to desk jobs to out on the force to detectives to leading sergeant detectives, all the rest of it. Where they get over 25 years, just like we come up from the ranks, and we end up controlling our area. They're the enemy and they control the area too, but from a different side of the fence, yeah? And localism's always a big thing in communities. And, I believe localism in the police force builds corruption, because they really start to own their area, and their families going to school there, and missus is working, and they're playing basketball, going down the pub together, whatever. So they start to really, we got to fucking do what we're going to do to fix this. And, sometimes you've got to fight fire with fire. So what they did is they put in an application through ethical standards, which was to carry a firearm. They were allowed to carry a firearm 24/7. And that's a big deal over in Australia. It's not like America. To have an open carry 24 hours, 7 days a week, it's not usually something, it's not the wild, wild west down here as much as we are down under. You don't see people with firearms on their waist down the shopping centre, out of duty from work, off duty, which these police officers did. And my name and friends of mine at the time, our names were on the application, and that was to keep them safe, them and their family safe. But they were just doing that, obviously, to, just working the system as we do. So, I was set up with some big cases, and someone passed away, rest in peace to them, and they used that to their advantage and blame me and my friends. And media attention, used all the rest of that bullshit, and to close the net on us. And it really, it did. The old art of war is divide and conquer. Yeah, they did. They divided and conquered. They did. But maybe they knocked me down for a second, but I'm back in a better version. Let me tell you. I don't do crime anymore. I've learnt for greed not to feed my ego and blind me from what's right. I've got a new product. I'm still a hustler. I'm still a street pusher. I'm still got that gang mentality, but I've got a new product. My new product's a positive message. It's telling kids that drugs, jail, and crime's not worth it. And I've still got a gang, got the skunk gang. We just going out and kicking indoors and hurting anybody and pushing drugs, Yeah, man, that's it. That is what it is. I keep leveling up. I do what I do, same as I would have in the streets. But now it's all for the good, It's all for greater good. I'm not hurting no one. I've learnt to love, not hate. I'm no longer, as I say all the time, I'm no longer a dope dealer. I'm a hope dealer now, which makes plenty of sense for me, I've found what I've meant to do, and I can't hurt anybody along the way. I'm just helping people, I think that's a reset of karmic debt, a bit like that. Yeah.
I think that's wonderful. I think by taking from our past, it makes us who we are today, and we can help people in situations we might have been in the past, and maybe make that difference. So I think that's just wonderful that you do.
Thank you. Yeah, I love it.
Let me, as far as what you just said, you're not a dope dealer, you're a hope dealer. And I know that I mean, that's really kind of what that you're kind of building your new platform on. And you're you're feeding people hope.
Yep.
And all of the people that come in and into your shows and listen, and that you not only listen to what you have to say, but I've sat and listened to people with real issues and real personal problems and talk to you and others in your group also, and talk to you guys and you guys you really go on a limb to help some people to do some of those things. Do you have any stories like that stick out or anything?
Oh man, I've got so many. You know, that's what I do for every day now. So okay, that's what I live for. That's what I do for. Yeah. So I remember one that sticks. I've got so many, man, but one that sticks with me. You know, a lady reaching. Sometimes I get caught in the rat race myself. So I get caught in being so busy doing stuff. You know, I push rankings. So there's TikTok on rankings. You know, I do merch. This is how I create income. So obviously we're all trying to get through life on a daily basis. But then I help people. Like I said, my new hustle is helping people. And I've got so many messages, and I try and get back to them all, but sometimes I get chapters, and I manage to just sort of read half of it, or something happens, and so there's a lot going on. And sometimes I probably, I'd like to be more in the present, but it's just like caught in the rat race. It is what it is, Social media is a big gig, but something that sticks with me probably about a month ago. I had a time on my hands, and I was reading through some messages, and this message I come across. It was a young lady. And she said, Gary, thank you so much, And I don't know this lady. Never met her in my life. She's just one of my followers. This was on Facebook, actually, Messenger. She said, thank you so much. You don't understand how much you helped me. And she goes, your audio message that you sent me a couple of weeks ago saved my life. And I was like, I couldn't even remember doing it. And so I scrolled up, and it was an audio message. And it went for about a minute. And it was just me replying to, she was having a bad day. And she was telling me, she just didn't know how to deal with it. Obviously, thank fuck I had time on my hands, because there's a lot of this going on. And everything happens for a reason. And I'd sent her an audio message and said, just soldier on, chin up. It gets easier. I just told her what I thought, and it replied to her question, a few questions she had, and it's a bit of a statement she was saying. She's just she's feeling shit. Little did I know that she was sitting there with a bottle of pills, Xanax, in front of her, and she was ready to down them. She was done. And she was over it. She was ready to go. And so I sent her that audio message. And the reply was a few weeks later, she's like, you saved my life. She goes, little do you know, I was done, Gary. She goes, I just reached out for you, one last person. Had no one in my life, no one to help me. She goes, and so I just reached out to you. I see your content on social media. I see what you do. Lucky enough, I'd had enough time to reply to her. Minute audio message saved her life. And she says to me, she's brings tears to my eyes when I think about it, because it's absolutely awesome, she replies to me on the weekly now and says thank you. She's back with her kids. She's going out doing a course, she's got all this stuff going on from just 1 minute audio message, and that sort of, it hits me hard, because, when I say that, fucking 1 minute audio message, you should have that for someone all day, and I'm so busy, I'm caught in a rat race, and it's shit like that slaps me in the face, and says, fuck, man, you got to stop being the present, stop being so fucking, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, blah, 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 blah. And in that lifestyle, because, if I stop and smell the roses, I'll probably help a lot more people, But I definitely try, and that's what I do. It's just there's so much going on, Yeah, but definitely that's one that sits with me. I don't know why. I get that on the daily, people always going to rehab. People saying to me, I get on the daily, I'm 100 days clean, I'm 30 days clean, I've been clean for this long, I understand your content. And a lot of people too that have been clean for years on end, they're like, I'm 3 years in, 5 years in, but my content's helping them, reassuring. They're like, because I think everybody likes to hear from someone that's been there and done that. And something I haven't added to my story, the reason why addiction is close to me is because when I beat the big cases I was up against, and there were big numbers, I would be in jail till I was 60 if I was found not guilty. I walked away from that life then. So that would have been going about 7, 8 years ago. And I walked away from the life, and I said, that's it, I'm done for life crime. Because sitting in the dock, listening to the judge say, and the prosecution say, if we find these guys guilty, maybe 15, minimum 15 anywhere, 25 years. and they weren't just throwing the numbers around; they were really big charges. You know, I can tell you, I was done on a bunch of kidnappings. It was alleged they've been charged with a bunch of kidnappings. You know, kidnapping in Australia, you know, if you grab someone by the shirt, put him in the back seat of the car, worth maybe 3 to 5 years. If you put him in the boot and, you know, hog tie him, pistol, you know, torch slap him around, hurt him, it's anywhere from like 7 to 10. And I was alleged to have on the more heavier scale, I was alleged to have 4 of them. So there's 3 kidnappings, one was a double. And so I was looking at big numbers if I was found not guilty. If I was found guilty, thank fuck I was found not guilty. Thank fuck I was innocent. Like I said, you know, it's what it is. But so I walked away from that life of crime right then and there. You know, because I hear the doc, I don't know at that stage. I hear the judges saying these are the numbers. I'm thinking we're going to get stitched up for this. I end up being found not guilty on all cases. I walk the streets again. In my head, no amount of cash, drugs, money, cars, guns, women, whatever you want to call that street shit is worth that time in prison. Right. We always said we'd die trying, but once you haven't looked down the barrel of the numbers, it's not worth it. You know, crime's not worth it then. And so I walked away from a life of crime. And what happened when I walked away from a life of crime? Like I said, you know, last time I had a drug habit when I was about 18. I walked away from a life of crime when I was about 33. So you're talking about good solid 15 years of no drugs, but you know. Right. I reaped the rewards for the people being on the drugs. So when I stepped away from a life of crime, I ended up fucking taking drugs myself, you know, and that's because I had no reason to strive and move forward in my career anymore, you know. I felt a bit slowed down, and I had obviously a lot of wounds to band-aid in that life. You know, I've been shot at a bunch of times, stabbed, you know, had my head cracked, you know, that many fucking, you know, in the streets, it's a dirty business, you know. You get your hands dirty a lot. And there's a lot of people coming up trying to have a crack too, so it's always just the way it is. But you know, I had a lot of wounds to band-aid, and I ended up hitting drugs, and I became a raging junkie to the point where I was on, you know, unwashed, you know, same clothes for a week, no money in my pocket, you know, just thinking about where I was going to get my next fix. And so I really felt, you know, who am I to walk away from a life of crime of being a drug pusher, you know, running, you know, a little crime boss in my area, whatever you want to call it, and then just walk away from that and then just go to a 9 to 5, you know, water in the front lawn and think life's pretty easy. No, life doesn't work out like that. The universe is going to sort you out. So, you know, karma is what it is. You know, I felt the sting, and I become on the other end of the scale of what, you know, the victim of the drug war on drugs and the drug game, what it is, you know, and I become a raging junkie, you know, a raging drug user. So that really put it all in perspective too. I ended up climbing out of that hole, eventually got clean, and I knew that I was better than that. You know, died 3 times while I was on drugs, you know, passed away 3 times, brought back to life and stuff like that. Oh, it's a crazy story, you know, crazy story, but that's who I am today. And, you know, my end goal is to open up a rehab center, you know, and I don't know if I'd have that end goal if I didn't feel the sting of being on drugs, you know. So, yeah, it's what it is.
Very nice. Yep. Very good. I'm glad that, man, a rehab center, that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Sweetheart, did you have any other questions? Or
I don't know. I'm just so enthralled in listening to you.
You're kind of stunned.
I'm not.
We do have a couple just messages. May did not like the fact that I played Chariots of Fire.
I'm sorry.
May, sweetheart, I was teasing.
It was a tease.
I was goofing, so I hope that I really didn't. I was just being silly. So I hope that I really did not offend you with that. But what you're saying kind of makes sense. I really want to, Gary, if you can stick around if you don't mind, hanging out for just a little bit.
Yeah.
I do want to get to the how was your day part of Sam and I, if we can, real quick. So if you're welcome to comment, and then everybody will understand kind of why we kept it until now. So, right. Sweetheart, how was your day?
You know, I've been able to work from home this week, which is nice. Which is really nice because I've been able to be home with you. Alex is doing well. My daughter Alex had knee surgery on the 4th of November, and she's doing really great. She's off of all of like the big pain meds like the hydrocodone and that. She's off of it all. She's driving again. She's making sure she does her PT or physical therapy very consistently. As far as sales at work, I had a great day on Monday. It was pretty great. So I don't think I'll miss the bonus this month. But you know, life has been okay.
And we have a friend in the hospital.
We do. I do.
We do.
My dear friend.
We do.
We do. Sorry, our dear friend. I'm sorry. Our dear friend is in the hospital. He's got some
We're
masses.
kinda worried about him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
just
got
got
stuff
a
going on.
lot of stuff going on. Such a dear
Maybe
friend
we'll-
that he was on my side when Dave and I got married. He was in my bridal party because I just love him so much. I think of him as a brother, and we need to get in and see him. Things have been not going quite his way as far as his health, and I think he's gonna be fine. I just it's been weighing on my brain. So other than that, we are going through it. My love, how was your day?
Oh, you want to know how my day was?
Yes.
Your sister says hi. Jace says hi. May, here's the reason I wanted to pause it.
Okay.
Is because here's how my day went. Last week, I don't know, you guys kind of know, my day goes from the previous show. Still looking for work. And then Monday, my brother texts me and he asked me to call. And so I call him and he let me know that my dad passed away very suddenly. And it wasn't something that I expected. And this was Monday morning. And we had to go down and we got to, he had a cardiac event and they took him down to the hospital and he made it through the first one, didn't make it through the second one. So he passed away and he was still there. We went down and had to, fill out some forms and paperwork and what have you. And the nurse even said, if you want to stay in the room, you can, talk to him or what have you. And I'm like, that's not him. It's not him. So if I want to talk to him, I'll talk to him somewhere else, but that's not him. So we left, but, so that was Monday. It's now Wednesday when we were talking about, Gary, we've been planning this show for a long time. And granted, we just confirmed and got everything set down, but I've been wanting to have you on here for a long time because I think that your message and what you do is so important. And we've also taken some time. You're welcome. And we've also taken some time off when things are, difficult for us. But like when I was talking to my brother, I said, we're still going to do our show. And I think it's important that we still do our show because kind of what you were talking about and the people that followed you over here and that are listening right now and people like May and Zanzi and people in the audience that listen to us right now.
Yeah.
It's important that we get on here because I love all these people. And I love the fact that May comes in here and May, I promise I was being goofy. Just the length of the message and the length of that song are about the same. That's all it was. But I really appreciate you. And I really appreciate that you're here with us. And I really appreciate that all of you are here with us because we like to be here with you. And like my brother said to me, we've got to keep on living. There's nothing that we can do about Dad right now.
No.
And so he's the one that said, you need to go do your show. And our show is about trying to be fun, trying to make everybody who's had a bad day or whatever day they've had come in and just forget about it for an hour and a half.
Yep.
And then meet new people like yourself and who do amazing things just like this.
Yeah.
And so I want to say thank you to everybody that's here right now.
Yep.
And I can honestly say that my day is great. My day is going great. And it's because of all of you that I consider friends, that I consider. Anyway, that's why it was important for us to continue to do the show, even in light of what happened. As far as everything else goes, I'll be fine. My brother will be fine. We're
I'm
good.
snot-ball crying.
I didn't mean to make you do that, babe. But
Sorry.
But I thought it was important, especially with Gary coming on, because I know who Gary is and I know the things that he does for people and the message that he sends out there to people. And what kind of hypocrite would I be if I canceled Gary's show
True.
and didn't keep following in his footsteps? So, Gary, salute to you for everything that you're doing.
Awesome.
And
Thank
keep it up, brother.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cry right now.
Sorry. That is why we say we didn't want to start the show with a downer. I couldn't say how our day was at the beginning. That's why we saved it to the end. Gary, is there any other messages or anything else you'd like to say to anybody that's still here before I finish with my top 4 and we just get silly and end it before my wife freaks out?
I'm sorry.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people or to anybody around listening later or listening wherever they're going to?
Yeah, man. Like, a bit of hope goes a long way, doesn't it? So I just want to say, anybody's having a bad day, or like you said, Dave, you'll be okay. Everybody out there's living a tough life one way or another. However it is, I want to say that there's always someone worse off. If we go over to the other side of the world,
Yeah.
it can be absolutely brutal. I think that puts it in perspective. I want to end on this note, but I've got a saying that means a lot to me. Some people might understand it, some people might not. But if you get it, you get what you're picking up what I'm putting down. That's awesome. If not, that's cool because everybody's got their journey and the story. But so a man becomes a legend. That legend becomes a myth. That myth becomes failure, but that failure is a gift. That really sits well with me. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
Yeah.
Gary, thank you so much,
Oh my
guys. In the
gosh.
audience, clap it up if we can.
Honestly, I could probably sit and listen to you talk forever. I could.
It's because he calls you Sammy just like Rock does.
I know. I love that too. But no, I mean, I've not been on the scale that you've been in, like your past, but I can identify, and I understand where you're at there. I'm so happy to have gotten to know you better. I'm so sorry I didn't have very many questions, but I was
That's
just
all right.
enthralled with your stories, and I'm so thankful that you shared them with us tonight. I really am, and I would love, to talk to you again. So thank you
for
so
sure. I'm
much.
sure there'll be plenty more times we'll work together.
Yes.
I remember when Rock first reached out to me, and he was watching some things I was doing, and he's like, "Bro, I believe our lives are gonna entangle." He goes, "I believe that what you're doing and what I'm doing, I'm pretty sure that they're gonna cross paths." And he was spot on. He was 100% right because we've met his little family on social media. He's met my little family, and I'm pretty sure that this ain't gonna be the last of the stuff we do together. So yeah. So,
I think
on your
I'm
rock.
our families
excited
work
to-
good together.
I do too, and I'm excited for it. Jeez
Yeah.
Louise, I'm so sorry.
That's right.
Ah.
Gary, thank you so much for joining us on the show. We're gonna pop you
Yeah.
back down and just finish our goofiness. But thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
It means
Thanks,
so much.
guys.
to you.
I'm honored
Thanks,
that you're on
Dave.
our show.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
me.
All right,
Easy.
everybody.
See you later.
Wait! Before you go, I'm sorry, and I forgot to do this. Where can people find you? So that they can go
TikTok
look
Gary on all platforms. The TikTok Gary on all platforms. Yeah.
And honestly,
Um,
I don't think we asked, how was your day?
Oh,
Or how
shit.
is your day?
had a good day actually. Yeah, I had a good day. Like I said, I try to keep some things simple. So today's been a nice and simple day. Me and my dog went for a walk to the milk bar. I bought her some treats and come back and got some sushi, something to eat. Got to go on TikTok tonight. Tomorrow I move into my new house, so I've got to
That's exciting.
do a big furniture move, which is awesome. But yeah, man, life's looking good. It's just the beginning. So yeah, but my day was good. My day was really good. Thank you.
Also,
I love that.
before we pop him down, Rock left another message. This
Okay.
might be for you, so I want to play it while you're on. Here's Rock.
So first of all, I just want to say the story's going great there, Gary. It's really engaging to listen to. Back over to Sam and Dave. Sam and Dave, I'm sorry to hear about your friend that's in hospital. I hope it's not the friend I'm thinking about. That it might be. I think it might be. So I hope everything's okay there. And mostly, Dave, I'm so sorry to hear about the passing of your father on Monday, man. That's just, my heart goes out to you, brother. Much love. I'm always here if you need anything. I hope things can be as good as can be.
Thank you, Rock.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, with that, I'm out of messages. Gary, thank you so much. Guys, clap it up for TikTok Gary. Follow him
Thank
on
you.
all platforms. That's
Yes.
TikTok Gary. And Gary, we will definitely see you around, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Sammy. See you later. Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you.
Thank you.
Legends.
Thank
See ya.
you.
Bye.
I told you you'd have fun.
I know.
I told you to like that dude.
However, I'm seriously sitting here like,
I gave you
I'm
a
just-
chance to ask questions.
You did, and I'm like, I'm just
You-
like taking it
you
all
look-
in,
You
and
look like that little cartoon little puppy with the hearts in the eyes and.
well, yeah. No, I was
He is-
enthralled.
he is- he-
I was
he's got-
enthralled.
I-
He had such good stories.
He's got-
and it's such life experience, and
great life experiences
and
to
I'm happy he wants to share. So
pass and to share to other people and to help
And-
other people do that.
yeah, I mean, if we can
that's why I
take our
wanted to know
past
so
and make
bad.
it, turn it into good, then great. And he's doing it
He's
amazing.
doing exactly
Jesus,
that.
holy cow! I know. I was just like, well, I'm gonna just sit here and listen,
Right. Well, you did good. You did good.
and then
I'm so
snap
glad it
all
was on.
cry when my husband talks.
Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry. I mean, I gotta let everybody know, and
You
that's
know-
why we saved the Howard's Your Day to the end.
yes.
But anyway, that's
yes.
how I do it. But number 4, TV show. Let's zip through these,
Jesus
and then
Christ,
if
I
we've
don't
got
think I'm ready.
anybody, leave a comment. The number 4 TV show finale was definitely this right here.
Oh, it is
That would be
Sopranos.
The Sopranos.
However,
So TikTok Gary did mention The Sopranos,
he did.
and here's how it ends. Hold on, it ends
Hold,
like this.
hold on, hold on.
What?
Oh,
It ends this way.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
I know you haven't seen the end.
I can't-
I'm ruining it for you right now.
I mean, this song doesn't ruin anything.
It basically does this. You ready? That's how. No, that's how.
And then it ends.
That's how it ends.
Oh.
Don't stop, and then it's to black.
Okay.
That's the end of the. Anyway,
Well,
it's amazing.
it's really hard to get into the show.
Yeah.
I
get
think
it.
if I get past like a couple more seasons, I might just love it. But
Number 3, I think everybody knows this show also. Number 3. That'd be Breaking Bad.
oh, I love Breaking Bad.
And the way it ended
Was,
tied it up.
It was
pretty good.
perfect.
It tied it up pretty
It was
darn good.
pretty fucking great.
So that is the number 3 best.
I did like the movie that they
show.
did.
The movie, the Breaking. Yeah.
Yeah.
The old. I don't know. Yeah, about a car. Which one? There was a. Yeah, you're right. It was about a car. Whatever. It wasn't El Torino. It was El Dorado. I don't know what it was. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Number 2, and here's where I start showing my age. This is
That's a
the
hiccup. So
number
sorry.
2 best TV show ending, and it is this. Oh, that's still on Breaking Bad. Here it is. It's this. Do you recognize the music? You don't. It's old.
Is it Newhart?
It is Newhart.
I loved Newhart.
Newhart ends. Here's how Newhart ends.
I remembered it.
You
ending.
did.
Yeah.
Any show that ends where he wakes up and the entire show was a dream.
Wake up, you
Right here.
won't believe the dream I just had.
Yeah.
However, I never saw the original
But don't you
Newhart,
want to hear about it?
Yeah.
but I understood what it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He woke up in his old show.
Yeah.
He woke up. His second show was an entire dream. Married to the blonde, the 3 weird guys, whatever. He woke up
Larry
in his old show.
and his brother Daryl and his
And his
other
other
brother
brother
Daryl.
Daryl.
Daryl. Yes.
But the ending of that show made you think. It made you think. That was amazing, the way they did that. Here's the number
Mind
1.
blown. Okay.
The number 1.
I've been waiting on bated breath for this one. I just you
know
said
that
I
you've
wouldn't
never
even know
watched
what it is.
No one's ever watched it. Anyone in the audience?
No
has
one
not
has
watched
ever
it.
watched it.
People watch it. Here's who starred in the show: Denzel Washington,
Oh, then I have no idea.
Howie Mandel.
Hold on.
Oh, those are 2. Those are Denzel Washington was in. Yes, that's right. You know the song was in Saint Elsewhere.
Oh, St. Elsewhere.
Saint Elsewhere.
I'm wrong.
Saint Elsewhere ends. Here's how it ends. Do you know how it ends?
I have no fucking
Here's
idea.
how Saint Elsewhere ends. They go through all the seasons of everything that happened in the hospital, deaths and shootings and.
So it's like Grey's Anatomy.
Oh no, hold on. So here, I'm going to give you the very last scene. Here it is, right here. It's
I don't understand this autism thing, Pop. Here's my son. I talk to him. I don't even know if he can hear me. 'Cause he sits there all day long in his own world, staring at that toy.
He's got an autistic child.
Mm-hmm.
The child's name is Tommy Westfall,
Mm-hmm.
and Tommy has a snow globe. And in the snow globe is the St.
The
Elsewhere
hospital.
Hospital.
So he sees all the
Everything-
stories.
Hold on.
That makes
Everything that happened on St. Elsewhere
happened in the snow globe.
it happened in Tommy's mind
Right.
of an autistic child, and that he imagined all of it. But here's where it screws you up, and here's why it's the best.
Okay.
Because if you look up how many shows spun off or had something to do with St. Elsewhere, you're looking at 414 shows that are in the Tommy Westfall universe, and that's no bullshit.
What?
They went to the Cheers bar on one of their episodes. Some of the actual characters had been in Homicide, SVU. Some of the actual characters had gone to other shows.
400 and something?
But because of that spinoff, all right, Cheers is in that universe that this kid made up in his head in the snow globe, okay? Because it was in St. Elsewhere.
I'm intrigued now.
And so
Now I have to watch this
what
show.
else what touched Cheers? So then you have to go to
Frasier?
everything. Yeah. Look it up. Tommy Westfall universe. Just
I'm
look up
pretty
the Tommy
excited about
Westfall
this.
universe.
I feel like I need to.
And that is why St. Elsewhere is undeniably the best series finale ever, because it totally screws up TV.
I love
Every
it.
single show you watch.
Well, it's like, you know.
That's why you're like, I was like, yeah, you'll never get my top one. Anyway, that's
It's
what
like the multiverse, man.
it is. It's
It
crazy.
is.
The Golden Girls are in what's called universe.
Or in what universe?
The movie guy that makes films backwards and locks people in trunks. Quentin Tarantino.
Oh,
He's
oh,
in the Tarantino verse.
oh, I've.
Golden Girls.
okay.
In that. Anyway.
Whatever. I'm watching
Cool.
a podcast with him on it, and he's fucking amazing.
Anyway. All right. Should we sign off?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Guys, I love all you guys.
We do love
Happy
you.
Thanksgiving coming up. Thank you very much.
Thanksgiving for the Americans.
I'm doing that today.
I know. Thank you all for listening tonight. Honestly, I love this. I'm so glad I told you 2 years ago almost that I wanted a podcast, because this is okay. I have other favorite parts of the week. This is my actual favorite part of the week. Every week.
No. My favorite part is after this.
Well, that's true.
Okay, guys, we gotta go. And May, we love you.
We do.
I love you so much. I'm sorry about the Chariots of Fire thing. Anytime you have a minute-long message, I just want to just add it in the
I just have
background.
to say,
That was
if
on
we're
me.
gonna give you, if Dave is going to
Plus-
make a joke and rib you, it means he
Yeah.
loves you. I mean,
And- Speaking
we
of-
only joke with the people we love.
Speaking
You
of
right?
that, hold on, because
Yes, my
I
love.
took the Zanzia clip from earlier. Zanzia left us another message or two. Hold on.
Okay.
Hey, I have a question.
Yes.
My question is for Gary is, what's
Oh,
it
shit.
like now, going from like the money and stuff like that, what it is then to the way it is now?
That was a
Question mark
fail,
on that.
Dave.
The reason why I'm asking this is because
That was no mind.
I want to know what it's like. How does it feel with all the changes and everything? You know, you've gone to all this fast, money, a lot of money going through your hands to it's like a normal lifestyle with different paces and stuff. I'm curious on this one.
Shit.
That was
You-
a fail on my part.
That was a huge
Gary, if you
fail.
heard that and you're here and you got the answer, type it in. But here's one more time. Hold on.
Dave, I heard your rendition of the end of that near number one. And
Is that not how it worked?
the scary part of
You
it
can
is
explain
that
it.
if you really look at the kid's name, actually, what's it take you back to even older? Tommy, can you hear me? Here I'm waiting for you. Tommy, Tommy, the Who. Interesting, ain't it?
I did not know that.
No.
Thank you. Thanks, Zanzia. Guys, thanks for coming in Hours Your Day. We're going to wrap it up. I don't know. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I think I have an ending tune to this. I don't
Always
know.
do.
I'll find one.
It's the
Hold
cello,
on.
the Star Wars.
Fine,
'Cause,
guys.
we're Star Wars fans.
Thanks for coming to Hours Your Day. You don't have to go home, but you cannot stay here as we turn the bedroom into a podcast room. You can stay in the garage, I guess, but that's not gonna work. All right. Who loves ya?
We do.
What up, guys? Have a great week. See you next week. My video's down.